to goals that you want to achieve, especially in the next 1 month, I would say the goal that you should have is. Oh, okay. You've had looks like you've been going through the all hero challenge. This is really really good.
Yeah.
Let's see how many hours in Dota you have. You have wow 1,000. Okay, now that I see this, now I see that you've got a problem now. The problem is that if you've got this many hours in Dota, you should not be 500 MMR. You should be somewhere around
Yeah, like
1.5 to 2,000.
uh okay, so the first thing is I had Dota on my system for about 6 or 7 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I've like up till then I was just playing casually, but I think I got serious from around January. Before
Okay.
that, I was just trolling around and stuff like that.
Okay, you actually
So
play a lot of
I didn't.
Dota. You play twice as much as I do, and I play a lot of Dota. Okay, so yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I know.
definitely, this bothers me that you've got so many hours still. Like even in the past you've got in the past 2 weeks, 300 roughly 300 hours. That means in the past about a
Yeah,
month, had 600 hours. In 600 hours, you should be out of 500 MMR. So it doesn't even
yeah.
matter the hours before. So
Another
goals.
problem I've been having is that when I play games, I usually do climb up to 100 or 200 MMR, but then usually I get a lot of abandons because there's power cuts, net
Yeah.
net outages, all that sort of thing. If you go down, you can actually see that there's like a bunch of abandons. Uh,
Yeah, so what that also means is that your toxic MMR is quite high, and that's obviously not something that is
yeah,
optimal. But whatever, that's not really something like you don't have the issue where you. Why are you playing so much unranked?
LP.
Wow, you've had LP for a while. Yeah, so what
Yeah,
happens
because
is,
I keep playing LP and then I get actually I got banned twice for 24 hours because of power cuts.
uh, I would suggest getting a UPS then.
Yeah, yeah. It's not that. It's the internet that goes.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So I mean, sure, power cuts and all that, and LP and all
Yeah,
that.
but
Is it?
definitely there's stuff that I'm doing wrong. I know that.
Can you not connect to your um, phone?
Yeah.
To your phone.
Uh, I could. Yeah, I can do that.
All right. So that's something that you want to probably get into because obviously, if you want to play better and everything, then getting LP and wasting so much time in LP, like I can see you've got a lot of hours in unranked, and that's obviously like this is a lot of unranked. One, two, three, four, five, 6 wins finally, but you played another game in maybe you've got
Yeah, I
more than
DC'd
six. Sorry.
twice in that game actually. I DC'd twice in that game actually, and it
Mm.
ended up being an abandon as Naga.
So I think your bigger issue is not really Dota; it's outside of Dota. So that's
Yeah,
probably.
I know those issues. Those issues are not like something I can change right now.
Mhm.
So I'm just looking for the stuff that I can change to be a
Mhm.
better player. That's all.
Okay.
It's just something.
Too early.
Dota is just something right now that I enjoy. But
Mhm.
yeah, it'll be good if I can get better.
Okay,
Definitely.
so let's work towards getting better. I like your starting items, very standardized starting items. Now, obviously, this guy, I don't know what he was doing, why he wasn't throwing down his spells, but you definitely like you need to be aware of. You've been playing for 2,000 hours nearly, so you just starting your spin over here. What was the reasoning behind that? What's happening here?
I think I just wanted to distract these guys and scare them a bit so they would go off my Skywrath. I didn't want them to get first blood this early for free.
Yeah, but you're not gonna get much damage on them. Like you wasted about 2 seconds of your 5 second spin.
Okay.
It's two fifths of your damage you didn't even do to anybody. There's three people here. What you could have done is you wanted to scare them. The best way to scare them is by doing damage to them, not by spinning doing damage in a different
Okay. Yeah.
area. They're going on your Skywrath, yeah. So why don't you go up to one of these guys, start hitting them? There's three people, then you start spinning. Now you're doing. First of all, it's not a
Loads
lot
of
of
damage.
damage.
3 people.
No, it's not a lot of damage. It's 8 5 to 40. Oh, actually, it's 400 damage. It's quite a lot of damage, in fact. So 400 damage is most of their more than half of their HP. Wow, this guy, you do like 4/5 of his HP, two about 2/3 of his HP, more than 2/3, yeah, or actually exactly two. So yeah, so you do like more than half their HP in spin. So after that, if you manage to get the entire, um, so let's
Spin
see,
off on them.
let's have a quick look, right? Let's have a quick look.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
spin does 400 damage, right? So let's have a quick look in on, um, at exactly what you did. So out of 400 HP, you did 80 damage. So did 1 second of damage to Spectre. 80 damage out of 400 damage you did to Spectre. Um, what is that? 90 damage to Sven
Myself.
out of 400.
Oh, oh,
90. No,
to
this
Sven.
is
Yeah.
yeah, this is Sven.
Yeah.
And PA, you did 60 damage to. Come on, man. That's horrible. That's
Yeah. Yeah.
horrible. You were you panicked, right? You panicked over here. You should have gone right up to them and then started spinning.
And then
And
started spending. Yeah.
yeah, and like, look, you even ran back away. Why? You could have gotten at least a double kill. Skyrath could have turned around. His missile does 60 damage. Per arcane bolt per 5 seconds. That's a lot. You guys, both of you, could have gotten a lot of kills right there. And now you're man fighting that guy. Why? Now you're gonna probably die if you get stunned. Okay, you're probably dead. You might have to
No, I
probably.
don't think I
Okay,
get killed here.
they don't have boots either. So, by the way, you took more damage to you took more damage than you did to them, even though you could have done
Yeah.
a lot of damage to them.
Well,
You could have done 1,200 damage. If you look at it this way, that you were going to do 400 damage per person, and there's three people, you could have done 1,200 damage, and you ended up doing about 300 damage. Not even the full duration of your
yeah. Blade
spin.
period.
So yeah, so these are the kind of things, especially in the early game. I mean, these things are kind of scaled better into the late game, because if you're panicking on at this level where everything is slow, nobody's got high movement speed, nobody's got items, there's not much thinking to be going around. There's not a lot to be doing. There's only a few factors right now. So if when you are struggling and panicking when you're dealing with just a few factors, a faster, higher level, it will become really hard.
Yeah.
So you need to get a handle of on yourself. You need to, I don't
Think
know.
before editing things.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I don't know. I don't know how. To be honest, the way I would say you resolve this is by getting more experience, getting more games, getting more practice. But you do a lot of that anyway. So I'm kind of at a loss here.
Okay.
Yeah, be a bit more. Um, I don't know, smarter. Think a little
Yeah.
bit. Here we go. See what you did. You were gonna take tons of damage, but you almost did that. You started spinning here, and then you moved slightly closer, and that's good. That's good. That you were definitely gonna have to go back to base. You're completely out of mana. If Slark pounces you one more time, if Sven stuns you,
Yeah,
you're
I
gonna
was
be
dead.
dead. Yeah.
I thought at that moment that Skyrath would just throw a bolt out, but
Mm.
I saw he wasn't behind, so I just moved back.
So I definitely think that you could have actually stayed here a little bit longer, done at least about 200 more damage to these guys, and then gone back to base. And when you come back, they're really low HP, so you just spin again and then they die. But you didn't do damage to them. And the second bigger fault is, okay, fine, you're not killing them, but the bigger fault is that you are actually sticking in lane. Now the issue is that you are very
I don't
much
have HP.
risking. You don't have HP, you don't have mana. You have a mango which you don't necessarily want to waste, because that mango. Okay,
It
I
has
mean,
regen as well.
yeah, but I mean the mango. No, 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 not that. The mango is more for emergency situations,
Mana.
and you don't wanna.
Yeah.
You wanna use it in an emergency, not in a situation where you are, you know, intentionally creating an emergency where you're just sticking around when you don't have HP and mana. Um, Either way, it's a good thing that they actually didn't really go on you. I've noticed that
Yeah.
you've been missing a lot of last hits. That's something that you want to be
Yeah.
obviously improving. Go in a practice session, learn how to practice last hitting. This one. When you go to arcade, there's this game called Last Hit Challenge. If right, Last Hit will come up. Yeah, this one. Last Hit Challenge. You go on this game and you practice with Juggernaut for at least
Yeah, I
half an
think
hour.
I think my main problem here is with I think panicking probably is more of a problem because when there's people in lane I miss last hits, but when it's just me alone I don't miss as many. Like I'll miss much less last hits when there's nobody in lane. So
I mean, panic. Why are you panicking?
I don't
There's
know.
there's the only reason why you would panic is if you are in a situation what you don't predict, you don't understand, you are surprised by it. You panic when you're surprised, when it's something unexpected. So why are you putting yourself in a situation where you would get surprised? Don't get surprised. Prepare. Prepare for things. You who's in the lane? Slark. Who's in the lane? Sven. That these are two people in the lane. What are they capable of? What can they do? Be prepared for it. Sven can throw a stun. Slark can be throw a pounce. When they do that, what are you gonna do? As soon as you see the stun has the Sven
Coming out
stun has
left and
a
right and back.
yeah, Sven stun has a cast animation. If you see the stun coming in, you press your. Which server are you playing in?
I think it's Southeast Asia.
Okay, so you got really low ping, right? So you can quite easily, when it's in the air, you can press Q and then jump
Yeah,
on
yeah.
top of Sven instead of running away. Jump right on top
Okay.
of him because if he doesn't have stun,
And do the
he's
full duration.
yeah, absolutely. Get the full duration of your damage. At level 2, it's 105 damage times 5. That's what 525. That's about 525 damage. That's quite a lot. You know, 525 damage is quite a lot. It's still more than half Sven's HP. Eh, Trust me when I say you're gonna do twice as much damage to him in that spin than he can if he's right clicking. And on top of that, if you're spinning and doing tons of damage to him, believe me, he's gonna be looking to run away, not trying to hit you. Because as soon as you come off of that stun, sorry, if you as soon as you come off of that spin, you can still right click him, and if he stands his ground, he's gonna die for sure. Because he doesn't even have stun after that.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna be out of mana. Not that it's 8 second. Oh, it's 13 second cooldown. Sorry, why do I remember 8 second? Yeah, it's so
Probably
definitely he's gonna be dead.
from the talent.
No, it's
Or
Slardar has an 8 second. Oh
yeah,
yeah,
there's
okay,
a
so minus 6 second as well. So even that puts it at 7 seconds. But yeah, either way, point being that that's Sven. What does Slark do? Slark pounces. Okay, if he pounces, he does no damage from the pounce. Honestly, that's 40 damage from the pounce. That's not damage. The
nothing.
creeps do more damage.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so the damage from pounce don't need to be worried about. Right clicks from this guy. Okay, you need to be a little bit worried because he's stealing shit from you. But you just spin again. Once you spin, if there are two people, if there is Sven and Slark there, then you're gonna take a lot of damage. You don't want to take that. So you want to start to run away, and if you notice that they're running away as well, then you just go right on top of them, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to trade the damage, because obviously there's two of them. Even though your spin does a lot
Yeah.
of damage, they do more damage. So you try to run. You slightly show yourself that you're running away, and as soon as they start running away, you go back right at them, and then you can do damage to them while they're not hitting you. So, and if it's just
Is
Slark,
it
then you
okay
just
to chase a Slark though? I mean, he
yeah, why
can
not?
get away very easily.
Yeah, but it not at this level, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we're
Only after
talking about
6.
yeah, we're talking about right now. You're being surprised right now. So after level 6, obviously you need to be constantly thinking, okay, now Slark is level 6. Now what am I gonna do when he pounces me? Now what am I gonna do when this situation happens? You need to think about every single situation that can occur before the game
And then
starts,
prepare. Yeah.
before the laning
Okay.
stage start, before the creep waves meet. Okay, who is in against me in the lane? Obviously, that's something that you're probably not gonna know until the game starts. So probably after the creep waves meet, that's what you should be while you're last hitting or in between last hits. You need to sit and think, okay, what are the different scenarios? Okay, don't really count in Skyrath because you don't know what he is and what he isn't gonna do. But you can obviously direct him and be like, hey man, why don't you just use up all your mana? Just keep, look at this idiot. Just tell him,
Yeah,
hey
yeah.
man, just keep throwing out bolt. Keep
Arcane
keep
bolts.
using it. Keep using it whenever it's on off cooldown. just use it. Just use it. If he doesn't, whatever. If he does, fantastic, good job. But you just think about what is going to be possible in the lane against you and what you need to do to react. Obviously, then you also need to consider, okay, the mid lane, mid laner can come and gank you. So what can be the situation, timing and all that. Now, this is all high level. I don't want you to focus on that, but those are the things that
Yeah, the
you
things
you
that I
need to
need to
be
think about definitely.
later on. Yeah, later on. So the
Yeah,
next thing that I want you to write down on your notepad is um, play out the different scenarios in your mind, the different possible scenarios. Like I just explained, Sven throwing out a stun and Slark. These are the different scenarios. You need to be focused on last hitting only. You don't need to chase them. You don't need to chase the Sven. You don't need to harass him. Well, all you need to be focused on is getting last hits. And when it's getting hard for you to last hit, then try to creep aggro. If you don't know what creep aggro is, don't worry about
yeah,
it.
yeah. I know. It's to click on the like the opponent here, and then the
Mhm.
creeps move towards you.
Yeah. Again, that's something that is much higher level. I don't need you to be bothered with it too much right now. If you know it,
Yeah, I think
fantastic. If you don't, it's well, it doesn't matter.
I've done that against Axe. I think because
Yeah.
Axe like just dominates the lane. It's
Yeah.
really hard to play against
Yeah.
that character.
So coming back to the point that your main focus needs to be last hitting, and when you play out the
Yeah,
different scenarios, it will also help you think about items, what items you need. For example, if the Sven and Slark, if Sven stuns, throws out a stun, you start spinning, but they both want to right click you and chase you. What are you going to do then? You're going to run away. What if they have boots? That's something that you need to click on them
yeah,
and
phase
see, like,
boots.
okay,
Yeah,
this guy has boots already, right? So if I spin and they're both still running after me, I'm going to take a lot of damage. I'm going to take more damage than I do to them. So my first item needs to be an item which I can, run away from them. Similarly, if one of them stuns you, one of them throws his pounce or whatever, and you start spinning, you want to be able to chase him so that you can do the maximum amount of damage if it's just one solo person, because you're going to do a lot of damage to him. So either way, movement speed is top priority in this lane right now. What is the second priority? Okay, if they're using stuns a lot now, what are they going to be using stuns a lot? Let's look at Sven. Sven has higher mana cost and lower mana pool than you do. Actually,
yeah.
his mana pool is actually more than yours. But yeah, his cost of mana is almost the same as yours. So he's not going to be throwing more stuns than you can afford for your battle fury. So that's fine. But Slark can definitely pounce you multiple times. So that's another question that you need to ask yourself: do I need to
The
invest
mana
more in
region.
mana region?
Probably
Yeah.
it's better. Probably
So
a wand, I guess.
no, one will not do. I think what you need to do is go for brown boots first, as we discussed, and then the next thing that you
Okay.
need to add is Aquila. You need to start going for Aquila. At the very
Yeah,
least,
for
get
region.
Basilius.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the very least, get Basilius, and then assess the situation. Okay, can I go for a full Basilius, or do I need phase boost more, or do I need a ring of health because I'm actually getting quite a lot of
Yeah.
harassed in this lane? So these are all of the questions that you need to be asking. But the only way you can ask these questions is if you've already played out the situations in your mind. And on top of that, a big thing that I noticed is you've actually run out of HP region. You don't even have healing ward. That's besides the point that you
Yeah,
don't
I
even
was.
afford heal.
I think I was buying, saving up for the Ring of Region.
That's not a good enough. That's not good enough
Yeah, yeah,
because the ring of region is a substitute for tangos, right? So you can buy ring of health. Ring of health,
a Ring of Health. I was
yeah.
saving up for a Ring of Health. Yeah,
Yeah,
not
you can like you don't need a tangos after ring of health, but you still need something like a salve or a healing ward to
okay.
basically burst or quick regen. Now you
So I
can't.
need either mana or
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah,
Salve.
you've got the point. So you don't have mana and you don't have HP regen, so you need either of those. Okay, so
Yep.
here is the next situation that's coming into play. Sven is already maxing out. You can notice, okay, I felt like he was already
Cleave.
maxing out, but it's also actually doing quite a lot of damage.
Yeah.
But you can see that you're actually just by standing there. This is where it's the same situation as Axe, where if you're standing close to the creeps, you're just taking extra damage. So either you should be aggroing there, or again, you need to put some either buy HP regen or get some extra mana regen for your healing ward. In fact, buying a what's even more important than a ring of Then
Formats.
no, no, sorry. What's even more important than Aquila here is actually getting raindrops, because raindrops actually gives you pure mana regen, lots and lots of mana regen, more mana regen than a Basilius will, than Aquila will, for one fifth of the price. You know, so that's actually what you need. You don't need the extra stats right now from Aquila. What you need
Yeah,
is
and
just
it's
pure.
not like they can break the raindrop because they don't
Yeah.
have
In
spammable
fact,
spells.
if they Sven actually manages to get his stun on you, yeah, you'll actually just not take any damage from that. So that's also pretty good. Like even
Yeah,
if you are
that
out of
that would
mana,
have been a good idea.
yeah, absolutely. So these are the kind of thing, and Slark doesn't actually break your in any way. He can't break it until he gets to level, what is it, 3 pounds or something like that, because the damage won't be enough to proc. Okay,
Yeah,
this is kind of the time where, as I said, you should be looking at the mini map. If you'd been looking at the mini map, you would have noticed that your ally is dying, and you could have gone and helped him.
yeah. I think the main problem is I'm not thinking half the time. I'm just playing.
Yeah, that's what do you
That's
like?
kind of a terrible thing. But yeah, but I definitely need to think more.
I mean, you need to think even playing Tetris. So
Yeah.
I guess they're just different people play in a different way. If you're
No,
just
I think
playing
it's
to,
just like I was good at a number of games before this, so I don't know. I just thought it would carry over maybe,
mm.
and it hasn't. So
It,
maybe that's
uh,
just it.
I mean, just because you're good at one game doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be good at another game.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. I know. It's
if you
faulty thinking,
notice, yeah, if you notice, you actually spent like 900 gold on this item, and it hasn't really paid off. Whereas
because I'm
boots or
not
something,
taking harass.
yeah, you're not taking harass, and you're not really doing harass either. You're not really doing much. You're just going from lane to the jungle, and if you had boots, you would have been doing this much quicker. In fact, the Scarvath dying here, if you'd been looking at the minimap and you had boots, or if you had a completed phase, because you definitely could have had a completed phase, you would
Yeah,
have been there quicker. You could have saved Scarvath. You could have gotten a kill. There's so many things, you can't really. Okay, again, spinning too early. Why? You don't have, look at that,
yeah,
equal movement speed. They ran, actually they have more movement speed than you do. You have 350, and I think he popped this Warcry, and they all got so much higher movement speed than you. Yeah, 375, and okay, he didn't get, so Sven was definitely like 50 movement speed faster than you were, and you just couldn't chase them. You couldn't get to there. Also, you got blocked by the creeps. Again, if you had phase, you would have just gone through the creeps.
yeah,
You know that, right? You can move through creeps if
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
okay.
Gives with phase boots. Yeah,
Yeah. So
I don't know why he wards there. By the way, it's like I don't
it
know.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I mean, you
Yeah.
because he just died. He just died from Sven hiding in there. Sven was hiding in there, and he
Okay,
killed
okay.
him. So he warded there. So the guy learns. Obviously there's better things to do, but at least he's on the right path.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, at
So
least he's
moving
thinking,
on.
which I'm not doing. So
Yeah, absolutely. He's like, okay, what happened? What happened there? Sven was hiding in there. Okay, next time, I'm gonna be ready. He's not gonna be hiding in there next time for sure. Okay, let's see. Okay, good job. Oh, again, you see, you would have missed that kill again, because there's definitely. Okay, never mind. You had phase boots. I did not notice that.
yeah, I
Let's
got
see.
phase boots right
Let
after
let
my
let's see when
thing.
you actually pop the phase boots, because you definitely got stuck in the creeps. You never
Yeah, I
activated
want.
your phase boots. Okay,
Yeah,
hey, oh, you did. You did. Okay, you would have killed him. Never mind. You would have killed him. You did activate your phase boots, and when you activate your phase boots, you get a burst movement percentage. Thank you very much for that. When you activate your phase boots, you get, what I want to see is if it's faster than him, which it should be. You are at 434, and he is at 375, I believe. Shit. Yeah, I think it's about 375. So yeah, you would have definitely killed him. Okay. Yeah. Okay, he was slowed anyway. He was slowed because of Skyrat, so you 100% would have killed him. Zeus just stole that kill.
yeah.
Okay. right? So now, if you notice, you're out of HP. You're a half HP, half mana. This is the situation where you need
I
burst
should
healing.
be getting back.
You need
Getting
burst
back.
healing. Sorry.
This is when I should be getting back in region.
And no, no, not getting back. You just this is a situation you should have prepared for beforehand, where you should have had lots of mana regen. If you had mana regen, then you could have quite easily just dropped your healing ward, gotten more mana regen, gotten a clarity or something, gotten full HP. You're sitting in lane farming while the mana regen is on its way, and you can have full mana and prepare for, the next. In 83 seconds or in 80 seconds, you need to have full HP, full mana, and you need to also have,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, you just need to have full mana, because if you have full mana, now you are at level, it's actually weird, how do you have 300? Okay, maybe I'm missing something, but you have 300 HP. You need 300 mana to use your ulti and your spin, because that's the combo you're gonna need.
Yeah.
What is that? Come on, let's see. So you went after the guy, you started spinning at a good, so at least you didn't start spinning too early, but now you're just spinning around a tree. You're probably gonna die here. Okay, you didn't die. They were out of pounces and whatnot. Okay, so once again, if you had mana, you could have thrown down a healing ward. That guy would have been full HP. You would have been full HP. He still has almost. He's got more than half his mana pool. He does not. He did not need to go
Yeah,
back
we
to
could have
base
just
if
gone
you
for a
had.
kill if he.
Absolutely, absolutely. If you'd had a mana regen.
Yeah.
So all of the things coming back to the fact that you didn't have mana regen. Now you are going for a battle fury. It would seem.
Yeah.
Why are you doing that?
I just knew that I probably needed a Manta style and MKB this fight, and also my other cores, like the MK was really bad, so I thought that I would need farming items to accelerate my farm.
Okay. Okay. So big mistake you made here. If you just taken a little bit of time to make sure. Okay, I'm gonna talk about the battle fury in a minute. We're gonna talk
Okay.
about this situation. So you started spinning. Um, you start. Let's have a quick look again. So you came in, you saw Zeus dying, and you started spinning. I think a little bit too early, but essentially the guy ran away. And if I was you, what I would have done, I have 200 mana for this. I would have actually chased him into the tower and ultied him, because he's used his everything. He doesn't have anything available, right? Um,
Okay.
so I would have chased him. But if you don't want to do that, that's fine. I definitely would have taken some time to right click this guy constantly, and then when he starts to run away, you need to make sure that he's out of the creep range. Wow, Slark is dead. You're dead.
Yeah, I died.
100%
I
dead.
died probably.
Yeah, just a little bit of a misplay, but at the end of the day, the Slark made a big mistake, so you managed to get a lot out of off of that. Um, Yeah, if you'd taken some time to um, do damage to the ogre beforehand, and maybe try to see if you could maybe kill both the creeps, because I think
Ulti
both the
both.
creeps were really low HP. Um,
Yeah.
that might have allowed you to get a solo ulti on the ogre, which would have killed him, and you would have lived. But the way it played out, you actually got the better end of the stick. Not really. You kill Slark, but you died as well. So it's better to kill Ogre and not die than kill Slark and die. Um, anyway,
Yeah.
so now going back to your battle fury, I think I don't know. Let's have a look. I honestly I don't know, because they have so many carries. 100% this game is gonna go to the late game, and if you don't go for the battle fury, you're gonna farm less than they will. Their team is gonna have a higher gold advantage, and their team is gonna be stronger. They have more carries. They have
Yeah.
Spectre,
And I
and
thought my MK is feeding bot, so and Zeus is against PA, so PA is just gonna kill Zeus.
mm, what I want you to start doing in this bracket is focusing a lot on Shadow Blade. Try to get Shadow
Okay.
Blade as early as possible. It's 12 minutes in. You are halfway to your Shadow Amulet, which would have completed the Shadow Blade right now. You know, if you have Shadow
Okay.
Blade, no way they're gonna get sentries ever. For another 500 MMR, they're
Yeah.
not gonna
Yeah.
get. Look at that value. Look at that value. See, this is smart play right there. If you notice what you did, you put down a healing ward when you had low HP. You had plenty of mana to work with. You don't have any mana in your inventory. You have absolutely no mana region, no mana anything to do with mana, which is obviously really really horrible. But it just turned
Yeah.
out that you were full mana when you arrived. You popped down a healing ward, and then you waited. You were
I started a
200
bit early.
a bit early, yeah. But at the end of the day, you got the value out of it.
Yeah.
Um, This comes back to the situation where you don't have any mana regen, so you can't really chase him safely. Got to buy back from Sven. Okay, so this is the time. 12 minutes in, you would have had Shadow Blade. If 12 minute Shadow Blade means that you can go and kill Spectre whenever you feel like it. In fact,
Okay.
every quite soon,
Two,
120 seconds,
one and a half minutes.
every 2 minutes, yeah, every 2 minutes, you can go and kill Spectre. Then you upgrade that Shadow Blade into a Silver Edge. You don't need MKB. You can kill PA whenever you feel
Yeah.
like.
PM. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So MKB, no, you didn't need it. If you had Shadow Blade, you make a Silver Edge. Then you just get the other damage items. What do you call it? Uh,
Does Silver Edge actually work against Spectre as well?
yeah,
Like
absolutely.
both his passives?
Yeah,
Okay, so
both his
that was
passives are
the better
disabled.
item probably.
You can
That
actually,
is the better item.
yeah, you silver edge him, and then as soon as he tries to spectral dagger, you just ulti him and he's dead. So there
Yeah.
are it's I at the same time I kind of feel like in your bracket there's no way the game is going to end really early, even if you amass a lot of advantage all on your own. The enemy team is still going to manage to get gold and farm and manage to get to a decent level, and then I don't know how it all comes down to how effective you are and how amazingly you can play and how much of an advantage, gold advantage, team gold advantage, this one you can amass, because every time you kill one of them, you get a lot of gold for your team. Like on the dire
Yeah.
side, the graph goes, and it's a little bit of a goes away for the radiant side. So um you would have to do a lot of that to offset the four carries farming on the enemy team.
Yeah, I think that was a bad play from me as well. I moved too close to Skyrath and he got stunned as well.
It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. It's not like he had any mana to be able to do anything about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, um, so I am a bit. I'm okay with Battle Fury.
Battle Fury.
Once again,
Okay,
spinning too early. You start
last
spinning
hitting.
too early. Look
Yes,
at when
yes.
you started spinning, and it's like you see them, and look at you started spinning. This time it was much closer. It was more like 100
Yeah,
millisecond
I
or
think
200 millisecond.
actually Juggernaut I haven't played as much as like maybe a Slark or something, but
Yeah,
yeah, um,
stick to the carries you
definitely
know.
it was bad. I think I panicked here again. I should have just cut with a Quelling Blade and gone to the tower.
It's fine. There's no way you would have escaped. The only thing I would say is, you should have ran that way, because that's when you come in this direction, you could have actually maybe lived through the specter, but you actually allowed yourself to come into range of these guys and died to these guys. As this guy was TP in as well, in as well. So if you ran to this tower, maybe you would have lived. But whatever. Moving on.
Like I said, it all boils down to thinking, and I'm just not thinking apparently.
Mm,
I TP'd mid here because I just saw there's like a lot of chaos going on top. Even though I have ulti, I can't fight four of them.
mm-hmm. If you notice, you're missing
Can be a
a
problem.
shit ton of last hits. A shit ton of last hits. I mean, you've got more than 100 damage. Why are you missing last? Actually, way more than you got, like nearly 150 damage if you include the quelling blade. I can't understand how you are missing last hits. Like you
Okay,
need
okay.
to work on
Uh,
your last hitting.
yeah, in the
I mean,
like, how much
again,
should I think is decent last hitting for maybe 10 minutes or 5 minutes?
I don't have an answer for you there, because for your bracket, honestly, 25 is good enough. But if you go for a battle fury, you're basically saying I need to farm, and if you're not farming, if you're not getting last hits, then what are you doing? You know, you can't
Yeah,
just
yeah. Then it makes
juggle
no
all the
point.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
exactly.
again, if you're struggling with last hits, going for the killing build or being active build, at the very least you can get kills, and that's guaranteed gold.
Okay.
Like, come on, what's that spin? All
Yeah,
right,
that was too bad.
you need to think of your spin as not a damage source. Like, look at that, you just started spinning for no reason at all, and now you're gonna get stunned. You need to think of your spin as a BKB, literally as a BKB. Would you pop your BKB when you were running there?
No.
You wouldn't, right?
Yeah.
You would wait till you got some damage in, or a situation where you needed to um, prevent stuns and whatnot. That's when you should use your spin. You're going after Sven, okay, you're gonna get a lot of damage in, but after you've done spinning, after you know
Yeah,
five
he's just gonna
seconds,
stun me and kill me.
he's just gonna
He's
stun
just
you.
gonna
So
stun me.
if you wait a little bit till he throws a stun and then start spinning, that's a guaranteed time that you're gonna have 13 seconds of no stun. And on top of that, if you've got a battle fury, if you're going for the farming build, then you need to farm, not fight. Like every single time you've invested 4,000 gold, your entire net worth you've invested in an item which only allows you to farm, and you're not farming. So it it's really putting you in a bad position in this game. When you make battle fury, you're saying that, okay, I'm gonna spend the next 15 minutes farming. I'm gonna farm twice as fast as the enemy carry, or the enemy carry, and I'm gonna
And
have twice
just
as many
use that
items.
advantage.
And then 15 minutes later, when I come out, I'm just gonna destroy them. But if you are not doing that, this item does not do anything for you in terms of team fight.
Yep.
It gives you zero survivability, doesn't give you any HP. It gives you marginal damage. It's not a lot of damage. 55 damage is meh, whatever. You don't have that much movement speed once your 4 seconds of phase runs out.
It
So
just gives
2.2
me
seconds
enough
of phase runs
mana
out.
to farm, I guess.
So there used to be a time where phase boots were 5 second duration. They also gave you armor. I guess
Oh
so.
well.
It was a long time ago. Anyway, um, okay. Don't think the LT was required, but you see what you did here. This is I'm okay with that, because what were you doing here? You were farming. You were farming this lane. Then you okay. I actually don't like. I thought you were farming close by. You actually saw the Sven and you actually went after him because you saw the again your play style, the way you're playing. You're looking at you saw the guy and you went after him. Why? You've got a battle fury. You should be farming. You should not be looking at fights. So the reason why I backed up and thought it was a good thing
And
because I thought
yeah,
that you were farming in these camps
yeah.
and
If he's nearby, it's fine. But I should have
no,
known
not even if he's
all
nearby.
from him.
Not even if he's nearby. The only reason why that would have been good if he was nearby is because you've got your entire team there. And it would have been a kill that would have been completely safe. Like you wouldn't have died because your entire team is there, so you would have been completely safe. But what you should be doing is just farming. If you notice, let's have a quick look, right? So, shit, where's your game? Here we go. So you got your Battle Fury at I think a decent timing, wasn't it? 16 minute, not a great timing, but you got it at 16 minute, and then it took you 4 minutes, 5 minutes to get Yasha.
To get my Yasha.
To get your
Okay,
Yasha,
okay,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
16 minutes. Let's have a quick look at Spectre. Spectre has Vanguard at 14 minutes, right? He doesn't have a battle fury, but this item
He
costs
still gets
3,000
refusal
gold.
in
Yeah, yeah. Like even without a battle fury, what the hell? Really? Radiance on ogre? Okay, yeah, whatever. Care.
yeah, it's the trench, like I said. So
Yeah, I mean they are actually pretty bad at farming as well. Wow, PA went for battle fury as well at
yeah, like
29 minutes. Oh god. Yeah, point being that if you'd been farming, you should have had the Yasha 2 minutes later, no more than 2 minutes later, because the Yasha costs about what is that 2,000 gold, right? So
yeah,
you can definitely get around 800 to 900 GPM with the Battle
Battle
Fury.
Fury.
If you're just constantly farming, there's two ancient camps. You go to each one. Each camp gives you about 250, 300 gold. So that's 600 gold right there within a matter of seconds. So, I mean, definitely you could have gotten this 2.5 seconds, 2.5 minutes later. However, it took you like
Yeah,
four
I
and a
think
half minutes.
I think the yeah, what needs to change is basically me thinking through things. Like I got my Battle Fury, but I still went in for fights more than I
Yeah,
was farming.
yeah, absolutely. How much gold did these guys give? Let's have a quick look. You had 1,600. At the end, you had it's 250. It's the same amount of gold. I feel like these guys should give a lot more gold because they do so much more
Yeah,
damage.
because they're much tougher.
Yeah, they stun you and shit.
Yeah, and they do armor reduction, I think.
Yeah, and they life steal as well, so it's longer to kill
Oh,
them. All right, moving on. So now what you've been doing is good. You're just farming, and this is good. This is what I want you to do. You've been farming for last 20 seconds, and look at that. Look at that. 2.5 seconds, 2.5 minutes later, you got an ultimate orb, which costs more than the Yasha. That's what I mean. Like, you could have had the Yasha at the same 2.5 minutes, because literally all you've done since you've had Yasha is farm. And look at how fast you've got. Oh, you actually got 1,000 gold more.
okay.
Like 3 minutes later, you've got a full Manta style. And
Yeah,
this is
because
exactly what I mean. Chase the guy, chase the guy, chase the guy. He's dead. Good job. Now you need to
okay,
get the hell out of here.
the screen
What are you
froze.
doing?
I think the screen froze. I can't see you. Oh, okay, they're at the tower and heals when I leave.
Yeah, so big issue I have with you right now is you still don't have any mana regen. So even though you shouldn't be fighting, but uh, I mean, if it does come to
What
the
should I get
situation,
for? I mean, if I have a Battle Fury, should I be focusing on other mana regen as well? Because it gives 150, right? I think.
yeah, it gives you 150%, but you're not an int hero. You don't have that much. You have okay
Okay, so you
4.5.
want
Yeah.
yeah. So what could have been something that I could have got? Aquila.
No, I mean it's purely for mana region that you want something because you're going for the battle fury. You don't want to get Aquila, so you can quite
Okay.
happy. You should be quite happy with raindrops, or even
Yeah.
if you have just clarities, that's also fine. Like a situation like this, you use a clarity, you'll be full HP. Sorry, full mana.
Full mana.
Yeah. Okay, big issue I have right now is the only item you have for HP, as in flat HP hit points, is
Yes.
the Manta, and that's not a lot. It's like 200 HP total. Does it actually give any flat benefits as well? It is 10 strength and yeah, just 200 HP. That's it, total 200 HP. So you're struggling a lot with HP. You invent for the 20 damage instead of 175 HP. If you'd gone with the 175 HP, you would have been okay. But you've got very little HP right now. That's the struggle. That's the struggle right now. Um, let's have a quick look at this kill. At this particular, you once again you started spinning way too early. You actually got the last 1 second of damage out from your spin, and now the big issue is you've used your manta, you've used your spin, You have no BKB. You're going into a fight with three people. Okay, you saw two people only. So you're going into a fight and you have no flat HP. You have no survivability. That's what you killed.
Yep,
You
yep.
didn't micro your healing ward either. I guess that's panic, but right now a spin would have been so useful. Ended up
Yep.
feeding 400 gold to them somehow. Probably because you're top of the net worth. But I've actually given up trying to figure out. Anyway, why am I looking at this guy? Alright, so next thing, you TP here, and again, you're like just constantly looking at kills. You're chasing after kills. Don't want to fight
Whereas
this.
I
You don't
should
want to
be
fight
just
this. You don't want to
farming
fight this.
because
Why
I
did you?
need.
Why did you use Manta there? Why did okay? Why did you even make Manta?
I guess for I should be using it for pushing.
No, that's if you want to push, then make Mjolnir. Why do you even need anything for pushing? You've got a battle fury.
Yeah, that's true.
So why did you make Manta? What's the what is the exact reason? There are five pillars of Dota, right? Damage, disable, durability,
That
mana, and movement speed.
I don't know. Usually you'd build it to dispel things, but I
Absolutely.
don't think they have a silence.
Nope.
So
So what did you make Manta for?
yeah, it was probably not a good idea.
No, 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 no. That's not the thing that I want you to focus on. What I want you to focus on is what was your reason. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm literally trying to ask you
Yeah, yeah. No,
what
I
your
get it.
what was
I
the
don't think
reasoning
I
behind
really had a reason. That's
it. Okay,
what
there you go.
I didn't have a proper reason.
That's the problem. You have to have a if even if you give me the reason that okay, if I have three heroes, it causes chaos. Fine, I'm happy with that reasoning. But you have to have a reason behind doing whatever. You have to have a reason behind making whatever item. Like you gave me a very good reason for Battle Fury. You know that there are so many carries, and I want to farm up everything. You have a fantastic reason for making MKB, even though I gave you a better item for that in the
Yeah,
but you had a reason for doing this, you know. But what is the reason for Manta style? You don't have one. Why don't you have one? Next time you better have a good reason for making next a new item, because at the end of the day, this Manta style is a wasted 4,000 something. I don't know.
yeah. I could have just got MKB instead of that by now. If
5,000 gold. No, you could have gotten a much cheaper
Silver
Vanguard.
Edge, a Vanguard, yeah.
Vanguard, which gives you a lot more survivability when you're
And then
going
I
into
can
team
build it to
fights.
Abyssal as well later.
Absolutely, you can build into Abyssal afterwards. Please don't alter. Thank God. Go ahead and ult these guys. Ult them. Good job, dead. Both of them dead. There you go. So everything went well. So the another reason you could have had, or you could have said, I wanted Manta for is number one to
Micro and farm.
you've got Blade Fury for avoiding stun, and then if Slark puts you in, Slark pounces on you, you can just Manta out of it. So, but
I
obviously you
should
don't
not
want to
have
make.
been chasing here.
No, you don't need to chase the guy. You can chase
Yeah.
this guy. Okay, so diffusal, stun, any of those items would have been really fantastic this game as well. Although I don't necessarily like going. What is that spin, man? Come on, you need to stop getting
It's
just
really bad.
using. Yeah, I mean, there's so many good items to make on Jug. You don't want to be making any of these silly items. Also, you need to on whenever you play carry or core, you need to get the right balance between durability and damage. Because if you look at your items, there is zero
I
durability.
have, yeah,
Okay, there's a little bit of
damage. I don't have.
durability. You've got a lot of damage items. You've got no. Manta style isn't really a durability item. It's sort of a durability item, but it doesn't actually give you that much. Um, that
Value out
much.
of it for
Yeah, it's
4,000
it's
gold.
it's durability against silences.
Yeah, it's kind of utility item, I guess.
Yeah, sure,
That
it's a
sense.
utility item. You can say sure. It would be it would be a damage item um if you've got diffusal and Skadi and butterfly, because then your illusions deal like a hero's worth of damage.
Yeah. I think I went way too long in this game without any source of defense, basically.
I mean, at the end of the day, even if you get okay, so BKB is going to be not very useful this game, so you don't need to go for BKB. Just flat HP is possibly the best thing to go for, or even
Yeah,
life steal.
after MKB, I think I finally realized that I need more HP, and I just went Skadi, I think,
Yeah,
after this. I'm not sure.
Scotty is pretty good. I think the best item here would have definitely been satanic.
Vanguard, probably.
Satanic,
Satanic.
yeah, later on, because satanic gives you perfect HP and HP regen as well during fights.
Yeah.
You can actually man fight Sven to a great
Fight the
degree.
PA and the PA.
Yeah, any of these guys with the MKB plus like even right now, if you go right away into a satanic, that's perfect. You can actually win the game off that.
Yeah.
Which
By
is
the way,
good.
for Satanic, when should I be popping it? When I get low?
Yeah, when you get like just below half HP, because if there is no possibility of a stun, then just wait to get half HP. Sorry. If there's no possibility to stun, then just wait for the last moment, like when you're like, I don't know, 10% of your HP. And if there is a possibility of a stun, then just go ahead and pop it at half HP or when you feel like directly. Yeah, right there, Satanic would have been really useful. Also, you could have ran away. In fact,
Yeah.
you should have ran away. In fact, you should have ran away here, getting this kill. I mean, that was really ballsy.
Was not worth it. Yeah.
But right here, you were about to run away as well. You were about to run away, and you just turned back. So you
I
got the
should have
kill
just
on.
manned it after the Blade Fury and just run away.
Yeah, on. Yeah, you shouldn't have even been there. You're just saving your like lowest net worth hero. You know what? Did
Yeah.
killing that guy give them? Ah, shit! What the hell is this?
Yeah, I think that was a new stuff.
It doesn't even say what the hell. I don't know. Oh, was it a Zeus? Yeah, that makes more sense. The Zeus. Okay, but the Zeus is still dead though. Like you couldn't have saved him. He was very low HP. You wasted your spin in base, and you're most likely dead here. You are 100% dead here. You didn't even pop your healing ward. Like, what was the thinking behind that? Like, it was such a small thing. Like, you just started spinning in base, like in a jokey way, and then you went to went in lane, and everybody was there.
Yeah. I think that was probably a basic click or something. I don't know what
Yeah, but
happened.
right here, you should have ran away. Honestly, you should have just ran away.
Yeah.
Shadow Blade would have been really nice there as well. Yeah. Oh God, seriously, is he gonna go in? Okay, no, he's not. Oh, he is.
Yeah. He just watches for a while then
No,
goes
it's
in. And
fine.
they
It's
actually run away.
That's fine. Yeah, yeah. His oh shit, he's actually going in. Fuck's sake. To be honest, it's the Drow Ranger is the bigger issue, not MK, because if you look at Monkey, you know he's at least doing something in this game, but the Drow is
Yeah,
really not doing
MK
anything.
and Skywrath basically did nothing this game. But then I didn't want to. It's my fault as well. Like it's not just their fault. I should have done better as well.
I mean,
I think.
blaming people and looking at other people's mistakes is one of the biggest reasons. But like Skyrath, uh, yeah, I definitely feel that Zhao actually underachieved a lot. Like, look at the damage. Like, Zhao is supposed to be a carry slash core. and he did 9,000 damage. And he Drow did the same amount of damage that your support did. Like Monkey King did a lot of damage. 27,000 is a lot of damage.
What's BLD?
Who? What?
Beside heal?
Oh, building damage.
Oh, building damage. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah, like
Drow
no
was
one pushes.
Drow.
He wasn't even pushing. So
Yeah. I mean, if you look at these things, right? Net worth. Monkey has about the same net worth as Drow, but he did about exactly three times the damage of the Drow Ranger, right? But you have almost twice as much net worth as Monkey, but you didn't do more. You didn't do twice the damage. So
yeah,
in a ways, Monkey actually did pretty damn well, considering how much gold he got off of the map. Now, if you look at the Zeus, on the other hand, Zeus has half your net worth, but did almost the same amount of damage to you. So really, if you want to think about it, the Zeus was the best damage to gold ratio person. And this isn't exactly the best way to analyze things, but this is a really good way to think about. Okay,
knowing it was worth stuff.
yeah, like look at this guy, 213 with quite a lot of gold compared to other people, but shit damage, no damage at all. This guy was like completely like the worst person in this game. If you look at the enemy team, their support hero, the ogre, who doesn't isn't really known for doing much damage, he actually had more
He
gold
has
than
like
your Drow.
amazing farm. He has
Yeah,
abyssal,
and
windmill,
he's got
radiance.
a lot of damage as well. He's got twice the damage of Drow as well. So it's like, yeah,
Yep.
watch it please before you.